Okay, the goal of this video is a continuation from my introduction. In this video I will start with the sensor Bme280. So that effectively is a D1 Mini that has a Bme280 sensor attached to it. You'll see what I've used is ESP Home. As you can see, this is a really brilliant project written in Python. If you look at the site, here's all your getting started, how to install it, both on Windows. You can see here you do pip3 install ESP Home. There are other options, running it in a Docker container as well as using it with Home Assistant. Okay, then what you can see, it supports many different devices, as well as you've got core components, sensor components, quite a lot of them, and they're always growing all the time. There's updates and enhancements all the time. You have a binary sensors, you have output components, LED drivers, switches, display components, going all the way down to custom additional components, as well as a cookbook of people who've created their own little sensors and things. So what I will be using then is obviously the sensor component, the Bme280. What I'll show you is I have some pictures here of the actual hardware that I have wired up. You can see here this is a D1 Mini connected through a DB9 so that I can plug it in and out if I need. What you then have there you can see all of these is 4 wires, 3.3 volts ground, and these 2 lines here are the I2C, SCL and SDA lines. You can see this is a wave share module. Effectively this is the BME sensor over here, as well as a couple of interface regulator. You can see that is the D1 Mini from the top, ESP8266, and then this is the underside of the BME wave share. Let's see, wave share device. As you can see, the only lines that are used are the VCC, ground, SDA and S clock. So that's I2C lines. Okay, so what you will find then is the code can be you just have a YAML file, and in the YAML file you start off with the ESP at the home, ESP Home at the top. You declare the name as well as the platform, ESP8266. It's a D1 Mini. Wi-Fi passwords, you can set a static IP address, which I tend to do. It makes it easier. This is the fallback function, so if it loses the router or the router's not there, it'll revert back to an access point and you'll be able to reconfigure it. That's what the captive portal is. I've enabled a web server which serves up a HTTP web page on port 80. These are the settings to talk to the Raspberry Pi, the broker address, password, as well as this is the topic prefix. So in MQTT everything has a topic. So then what happens if it doesn't get any connection to the broker within 30 seconds, it'll reboot the device. So that just stops the scenario where it will get stuck and you won't be able to have access to it. The over the air is also just a single line, enables over the air. I'll show later on, once you compile, how the first time you'll have to connect it to the serial port and flash it, but after that you'll be able to, when the device is installed, you can update it over the Wi-Fi. these are the two pins that are set up, D1, D2 on the D1 Mini, and then this is the three measurements that you're getting from the BME: the temperature, the pressure, and the humidity. This is the I2C address. So when the I2C does a scan, which you see a scan true, it will find this, it will look for this address, and if it finds this address, it knows that it has a BME device. Okay, what I have now, if we have a look at, I'm on a Windows machine, and you can effectively see this is the directory where the file, the sensor BME, this is the YAML file that you're actually looking at. If I go into the command line here and I can type in ESP Home, you'll see it will just give you the different possibilities that it can do. The main ones are the compile, upload, and run. So you basically can type now ESP Home, and then the name of the YAML, so it will be sensor underscore Bme280 dot YAML, and then compile. And when you run that, you will see how it's creating the directories on this side, and how it will find the necessary libraries, download them, and compile the code. You can see it actually is pretty amazing how fast it is and how efficient it is, once again using Python. At the end of the day, it lands up with an executable file, which this firmware.bin or firmware.elf. So then, yeah, what I'll do is I'll connect it up with a serial cable and show you how I will flash it the first time. Okay, now I have connected the device through a USB cable into the laptop. It will then appear as a COM port. If I now type the same command, except now I say upload, you'll see that it will pick up one of the COM ports here, or you can do over the air. I have programmed this device before, so it brings this up, but the first time you will only be able to program it through the COM17. So you'll pick one in this case, and you'll see there it is uploading it. Goes pretty fast as well, and then once it does that, it'll complete and tell you that it's done. You have another command where you actually can type run, and run does everything in one step. So it will basically compile, in which case it was compiled before. It will allow you to program it through the serial port, and once it's done with that, it will enable the logging, and you can actually see the device. You can see there it's actually connecting to the Wi-Fi, and it's now running. As you can see there, it's connecting to the Wi-Fi, and it actually, there you can see it's going scanning I2C bus. It picks up one device at address 77. You'll see it connects to the MQTT broker. This shows your information, your SSID, signal strength, MAC address, all that type of stuff. These are the setups, what I set up for I2C. And then this is also the sensor, so it gives you a whole lot of information. And then once it gets to this point, you can see there now 1 minute was gone, and it captured its first reading, and it would have sent it through the MQTT to the Raspberry Pi. Alright, I think that's sort of about it for this. I will do another video on the Nextion display, and as well as then the Raspberry Pi, the Docker, how to set up the Docker container, and how to get the whole thing configured as a single system. Alright, well, I hope you're enjoying it. If you do, if it is helped you out a lot, please press the like button and subscribe. I will be releasing a lot more videos in the next few days. Thanks for watching.